In the busy valley stood Tick-Tick Town, a town obsessed with time. People walked, talked, and even ate at lightning speed, priding themselves on never wasting a second. At the center stood the great clock, the town's heartbeat, its chimes guiding every moment. The townsfolk polished its brass and admired its perfect punctuality. But in their rush, they missed the small wonders, the scent of fresh bread, the colors of flowers, the joy of a simple hello. Children were hurried past butterflies and clouds, always told by elders not to waste time with these. Life in Tick-Tick Town was a race, and no one ever stopped to ask why. They believed their fast lives were happy ones, but they didn't realize that sometimes the most important moments are the ones you almost miss. The town ticked on, everyone running together, but not always toward joy. They were running because that's what one did in Tick-Tick Town. And they never ever stopped to wonder if there was another way. In the shadow of the great clock was Richard's Clocks repairing shop, home to Master Richard and his student, Niko. Niko, eager but clumsy, longed to be a great clockmaker. Master Richard always said, "Patience, my boy, a clock is a story, not a race." But Niko felt the town's hurry in his bones. He wanted to be fast, to be helpful, to make his master proud. One afternoon, left alone in the shop, Niko noticed the great clock seemed a bit slow. "I can help," he thought, grabbing a wrench and some super-fast oil. He crept up the clock tower, determined to speed things up. Inside, the gears loomed large and groaned with power. Niko tightened a bolt, added a drop of oil, then slipped. His wrench tumbled into the heart of the machine and the great clock stopped working and started vibrating on its own. Niko's heart pounded. He hadn't just tried to help, he'd broken time itself. He rushed down the stairs, cheeks burning with shame. The town was about to discover what happens when time unravels. A terrible crunch echoed as the great clock's hands spun wildly, then froze. Confusion swept Tick-Tick Town. The familiar ticking was gone. Mr. Crumble, the baker, moved in slow motion, kneading dough as if underwater. Miss Zip, the postwoman, zipped through town in a blur, unable to stop. Mrs. Gable lived her morning in reverse, uneating her sandwich and walking backward. Schoolchildren were frozen mid-laugh, statues in a game of tag. Time was tangled, a ball of yarn after a kitten's play. Niko watched, wrench in hand, realizing his good intentions had turned the world upside down. He saw confusion, frustration, and sadness on every face. He hadn't made things better or faster, he'd broken the most important thing in Tick-Tick Town, and he had no idea how to fix it, but he knew he had to try. Niko set out to face the people most affected by his mistake. At the bakery, Mr. Crumble marveled at the dough's slow rise. "I've never watched it breathe before. It's beautiful." Miss Zip, exhausted, sat with a little girl named Lily, sorting mail and sharing a real conversation for the first time. Mrs. Gable, walking backward, laughed as she noticed a bird's nest she'd always missed. In the slowness, people found peace. In the stillness, they found connection. The chaos wasn't all bad. Neighbors helped each other, friendships blossomed, and small wonders were finally seen. Niko realized his mistake had given the town a strange gift, the gift of real time. Not fast time, but time to notice, to talk, to care. The town was learning to see what had always been there. People were talking, helping, and smiling. The rush was gone, replaced by wonder. Niko saw that sometimes slowing down is the only way to truly live. He felt hope spark inside him. Maybe, just maybe, he could set things right. With new understanding, Niko climbed the clock tower again, this time slowly and carefully. He studied the tangled gears, seeing them as a story, not a problem to rush. Gently he freed his wrench and eased the last gear into place. The great clock let out a gentle, peaceful tick-tock, tick-tock. Down below, people moved at a calmer pace, savoring each moment. Master Richard greeted Niko with a proud smile. "You didn't just fix the clock, Niko. You gave it a new soul." Tick-Tick Town was changed. People strolled, talked, and noticed the world around them. The town was still on time, but it was a new kind of time, one with space for kindness and joy. Niko, once the clumsy learner, became the most respected clockmaker in the land. He'd learned the best moments aren't the ones you rush toward, but the ones you make time to enjoy. The great clock kept its gentle pace, and so did the people. Tick-Tick Town was finally a town that truly lived, and Niko knew a little slowness could make all the difference. Please feel free to like and subscribe to such thought-provoking videos in the future.